welcome back to another video on the Wrestlers Debate and to another edition of Smackdown Out of 10. And of course, it's a massive show today because it's the last Smackdown before Survivor Series. So yeah, we've got to decide who's the final entrant in the Women's War Games match, and yeah, we're building up to all of those matches. So let's get straight into it. And Smackdown kicked off with the entrance of Bianca Belair and her War Games team, while Damage Control and her team were in the ring. Bianca revealed the final member of her team was none other than the returning Becky Lynch. A brawl broke out between the two teams, and Becky cleared the ring before Rhea going her way. Damage Control dragged Ripley away, and the crowd retreated as SmackDown continued. But yeah, Becky Lynch is back. It's been long rumoured, but yeah, so happy it's finally happened. The man is back. So pleased. And yeah, I think there was rumours of it being like Beth Phoenix or someone else, but for me, Becky, probably the best option here. So great to have her back. The WrestleMania push towards Ronda Rousey has started, it seems, and as you can really tell, I'm hyped about it, and it's maybe 10 times more hype for that War Games match. But let's get straight into the first proper match of the night, and that was Butch versus Santos Escobar. Escobar had the early advantage and stopped on Butch before the latter came back with a submission hold. Santos got a big boot before Butch sent him outside, but he came back and did the same to Butch. After a break, Butch sent Santos to stay outside, and Legado del Fantasma with a moonsault. We went to the Bloodline attack McIntyre and Owens backstage, as Sheamus and Ridge rushed out to help them. The brawl was underway, but back in the ring, Zelina stretched to ref while Wild came in with a cheat shot on Butch. Escobar followed up with a Phantom Driver and picked up the win. So yeah, the card were kind of stacked against Butch here in a heavy way, but still, it gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I thought it did a good job, really, of putting Escobar over, even if it wasn't clean. When Butch has established style, part of probably the main event on Sunday, so yeah, did a good job of him, and gave him an excuse as well. So yeah, I thought this was solid. Bray Wyatt was then out on SmackDown and said that people saw him as a fiend, a monster everywhere he went. He said he wasn't the only one who attacked LA Knight. Before unconfirmed, he showed up on the Tyson job with a creepy video calling him a liar and a snake. LA Knight was backstage and was wearing a sling on his arm. He said that he was injured last week and claimed it was Wyatt who attacked him. Knight promised to get revenge before walking off. And yeah, this interesting feud between them continues. I'm still not really sure where it's going, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely an interesting first feud for Wyatt. Am I totally convinced by it yet? I'd be lying probably if I said yes. But you know, I'm going to give it time because both these characters are great. So yeah, I guess we'll have to see where it goes. But it's definitely been interesting so far. Let's put it like that. Before it was time for the Viking Raiders versus Hero. Sarah Logan, now known as Valhalla, accompanied the Viking Raiders as we suspected. Adonis took a beating from the Viking Raiders as the match began, and they kept on him from tagging in top Deli early. They eventually made a tag, and Dollar took Eric down before Ivor came in and sent him out to the ring. Adonis came back and took him for a spin kick before the Vikings hit Ragnarok and picked up the easy win. And yeah, this gets a 6 out of 10 from me. You know, the Viking Raiders' first win back, I mean, kind of being repackaged again. Wasn't seen since the last repackage was. But yeah, 6 out of 10. Hopefully the start stuff for them. Sarah Logan / Valhalla, a bit of a weird name, but there we go. Hopefully the start for them. But Hit Row, yeah, still yet to be convinced by them on the main roster. We then saw footage of Dominic Mysterio showing up at his parents' house with Rhea Ripley. Ray refused to let him in at first, and Dom and Rhea fought their way in and beat Ray down in their own house. LA Knight suffered another attack, but we didn't see that culprit, Uncle Howdy, potentially. But yeah, going back to that Ray video, that was great. Watch on Twitter if you haven't already. I'm sure it's on there, or whatever social media platform you use. But yeah, it was funny and made me laugh. But there we go. Ricochet and Braun Strowman was up next. Ricochet was being mocked by Braun early on, and the latter came back with a slap. Braun was mad and sent Ricochet into the corner before taking a bunch of drop kicks. The match headed outside, and Ricochet ate the barricades before Braun tossed him back and forth in the ring. Gunther and Imperium came out at ringside and instruction allowed Ricochet to get the crucifix pin and W. Imperium beat Strowman down after the match, and Ricochet came back to help him. Imperium beat him down before Strowman got up and took out Vinci, causing Gunther and his boys to retreat. And yeah, this gets a 5 out of 10 from me. I can't believe Braun Strowman lost pretty clean to Ricochet. The stuff afterwards, Braun Strowman walked through, even though he's out of the World Cup, he's getting that feud anyway. I don't know, we'll have to say. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a weird booking decision. I guess it's punishment for Strowman with everything that's gone on recently. But yeah, still, I'm not convinced by it, to be honest. Backstage, Kevin Owens confronted Sami Zayn and told him to turn on the Bloodline before they turned on him. Jey Uso secretly holds the whole thing and asked about it, but Sami denies speaking to Owens. I see where this is going. Yeah, this is great stuff. Becky Lynch was backstage, and she said that she was ready to take Damage Control down this Saturday on War Games. Before Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey attacked Raquel Rodriguez backstage and smashed her arm with a lid of a road case, potentially injuring her. And then we got into a match between them three, and Shotzi was on Raquel's team. team. Obviously she couldn't be there, and she came out even though her tag partner Raquel was injured, unable to connect. We're headed for a handicap match, and Shotzi got some big moves early, but Shayna inevitably took her down. Raquel came back incredibly after being taken to the local medical facility with one good arm, got on the apron, and before beating Shayna down off the tag, Ronda then stuck in the tag and blindsided Raquel before attacking the injured arm. Shotzi tried to help, but Shayna held her back. Riley then locked in the armbar and picked up the easy win. Shotzi confirmed that Raquel was badly injured in a broken arm and dislocated shoulder. She called Ronda and Shayna bullies and promised to beat Rousey tomorrow night on Survivor Series. So yeah, I guess Raquel's being written off for a bit, which is a shame. But yeah, the match was okay. 6 out of 10. Heels doing heel stuff. Bit dull for the babyface. But you know, it's WWE. What can we expect? Before it's time for Drew McIntyre and Sheamus versus the Usos in our main event. Sheamus and Jimmy kicked off the match, and Drew was tagged in early on, so they beat down the Usos. After a break, Drew hit a neckbreaker on Jimmy before hitting a spine buster for a near fall. Jay was tagged in, the Usos sent Drew outside and into the announce table and the steel steps. The Usos were in control in the ring, but Sheamus tagged in and cleared the apron before getting the Irish Curse backbreaker on Jay before hitting the chops on the ropes. McIntyre came back with a claymore, but Sheamus was a legal man. Sheamus got the brogue kick on Jay, but failed to get the pin. Solo and Sammy interfered, letting Jay get the frog splash for a near fall. A brawl broke out between the Brutes and the Bloodline before Drew took everyone out with a drive. Sammy tried to interfere, and Owens tried to stop him, but Zayn went into the ring anyway. The ref ejected Sammy out from ringside before Owens came in with a stunner on Jay. Sheamus got the brogue kick and picked up the win, winning the advantage for his team. And yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. Because yeah, I mean, I think they might lose, but who knows, on Sunday. But yeah, it gets 7 out of 10 from me. Really good match. From start to finish, really. So yeah, 7 out of 10 from me. Can't wait for the War Games match on Sunday. Overall this week, SmackDown gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I don't know, I thought it was an okay episode of SmackDown this week. There's some interesting booking decisions on there, let's just say that. But on the whole, I thought it was quite an enjoyable episode of SmackDown, lots going on. And yeah, the return of Becky Lynch, main event was really good as well, getting me hyped for Survivor Series in the right way. And yeah, that's definitely going to be an interesting show tonight, so yeah, looking forward to it. But anyway guys, that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and thoughts, comments, and fun to share for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to my channel if you want to know, greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.